The invisible walls. Think about the last choice you made. Maybe it was the brand of coffee you bought this morning, the career path you're currently walking, or the person you decided to date. Now ask yourself, was that choice truly yours? Most of us move through life with the absolute conviction that we are the captains of our ships. We believe in the self-made narrative. But if we peel back the layers of our desires, we often find a blueprint designed by someone else. We are living in an era where the illusion of choice has become so sophisticated that we mistake our conditioning for our character. Today, we are going deep. We are going to unmask the architects of our minds, crack the code of our own conditioning, and learn how to build a reality that is actually ours.
The illusion of choice. 1. Pre-approved options. Imagine walking into a restaurant with a massive menu. You feel powerful. You can have anything. But you can only have what is on the menu. You cannot ask for a dish they don't have the ingredients for. Our lives are often lived within the confines of a pre-approved menu. We choose between brand A and brand B, between political party X and political party Y, or between working 9 to 5 and being an entrepreneur. But who printed the menu? In a world of hyper-consumerism, freedom has been rebranded as the ability to choose between different products rather than the ability to choose our own way of existing. The sculpting of desire. Everyday media and advertisements are not just selling products, they're selling identities. They use neuromarketing to trigger dopamine releases. When you see an ad for a luxury car, they aren't selling you a machine with 4 wheels. They're selling you the feeling of arrival, the idea that you are finally enough. Over time, these messages sculpt your desires. You begin to want things not because they bring you joy, but because you have been conditioned to believe that owning them is a prerequisite for happiness. This is the invisible leash. The dictates of societal norms. Societal norms act as the guardrails of our lives. From a young age, we are fed a timeline: education, career, marriage, mortgage, retirement. If you deviate, you feel a phantom pain, a sense of failure. These norms dictate our life choices in subtle ways. Why do we want the prestigious job? Is it for the work or for the look on people's faces when we tell them what we do? We are often choosing a life that looks good to others rather than one that feels good to us. Unmasking the architects of our minds. 1. The invisible hands, education and family. The first architects are those closest to us. Our families pass down inherited truths, beliefs about money, religion, and worth that we swallow before we have the teeth to chew them. Then comes the education system. Historically, modern school systems were designed during the Industrial Revolution to create obedient factory workers, people who can sit still for 8 hours, follow instructions, and respect the hierarchy. While the world has changed, the factory settings of our minds often remain. 2. The digital architect, the algorithm. In the 21st century, the most powerful architect is the algorithm. Every time you scroll, an AI learns your fears, your biases, and your insecurities. It doesn't show you the truth. It shows you a version of reality that keeps you engaged. We live in echo chambers where our existing beliefs are constantly reinforced. We think we are learning and growing, but we are often just becoming more polarized versions of who we already were. The algorithm is a mirror that only shows you what you want to see, effectively trapping you in a prison of your own preferences. 3. The psychology of conformity. Why do we let this happen? because of the fear of exclusion. Evolutionarily, being cast out of the tribe meant death. Today, that instinct remains. We conform because the comfort of the crowd feels safer than the coldness of the truth. Psychological studies like the Ash conformity experiments show that people will knowingly give a wrong answer just to align with the group. We are hardwired to fit in, and the architects of our society know exactly how to pull that lever. 4. Historical narratives. History is written by the victors, and those narratives manipulate our understanding of the present. We are taught to view history as a linear progression toward betterment, which blinds us to the ways we might be regressing in terms of community, mental health, or spiritual connection. By controlling the past, the architects control your perception of what is possible in the future.
Cracking the code, recognizing your own conditioning, identifying inherited beliefs. It's time for an audit. To recognize your conditioning, you must perform the why test. Pick a major belief you hold. For example, I need to be wealthy to be happy. Ask why 5 times. Usually, by the 4th or 5th why, you'll find a memory of a parent, a teacher, or a commercial, not a logical conclusion you reached yourself. The mirror of external pressure. Here is an uncomfortable truth. A large portion of what you call your personality might just be a collection of defense mechanisms and adaptations to external pressures. Are you extroverted, or did you learn that being loud was the only way to get attention as a child? Are you ambitious, or are you just running away from a fear of being average? Recognizing the difference between your essence and your armor is the first step toward freedom. Spotting the red flags. To navigate the modern world, you must become a media light expert. Look for sensationalism, content designed to keep you in a state of high cortisol, stress. The othering tactic, any messaging that makes you feel superior to another group. The false dilemma, content that suggests there are only 2 choices, ignoring the vast gray area in between. When you spot these red flags, the spell begins to break.
Breaking free, reclaiming your authentic self. 1. Strategies for deprogramming. Deprogramming is not a one-time event, it's a daily practice. Information fasting. Spend a week without social media or news. Notice how your anxiety levels change. Notice which desires disappear when they aren't being constantly fed to you. Cognitive dissonance. Lean into the feeling of being wrong. Seeking out perspectives that challenge your core beliefs is like lifting weights for your brain. It strengthens your ability to think independently. 2. The power of deliberate reflection. Question everything you know. Who told me this was true? Does this belief serve the person I want to become? What if the opposite were true? Deliberate reflection creates a space between the stimulus, the world, and the response, your life. In that space lies your freedom. 3. The courage to stand apart. Reclaiming yourself requires a specific kind of courage, the courage to be disliked. When you stop following the script, the people who are still acting in the play will feel uncomfortable. They may try to pull you back in. Embracing your unique perspective is an act of rebellion. It is the realization that being normal is often just a polite word for being extinguished. Building your new reality. 1. Designing a life aligned with true values. Once you've cleared away the debris of conditioning, you can begin to build. But don't build based on ideals. Build based on values. Ideals are abstract goals. For example, I want to be famous. Values are ways of being. For example, I value creativity and connection.
When your life is aligned with your values, the choices you make feel effortless because they are an extension of who you are, not a performance for who you think you should be. 2. The journey of authentic living. Authentic living is not a destination where everything is perfect. It is a process of embracing discomfort. It means choosing the uncertainty of growth over the certainty of stagnation. It means being a continuous work in progress, constantly refining your understanding of yourself and the world. 3. Joining the movement. This isn't just about you. When you reclaim your mind, you give others permission to do the same. By living authentically, you become a glitch in the matrix, a living proof that the pre-approved options aren't the only ones available. Empower others by asking them the hard questions. Share your journey of deprogramming. The movement toward genuine self-expression starts with one person deciding that they will no longer be a ghost in their own life.
The architect's pen. The architects of our minds are powerful, but they only have power as long as they remain invisible. By seeing them, you strip them of their influence. You are no longer a consumer choosing from a menu. You are the chef. You are no longer a passenger on a preset track. You are the navigator. The choice, the real choice, has always been yours. It's time to pick up the pen and start writing your own story.